Hey guys, and welcome to the Dudecast, BlazeKick's PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Kuro, and who else do we have here?
Hi, I'm Armando. Maybe you know me from Nintendo Unleashed, but I'm here.
I was also a guest on Nintendo Unleashed previously, and now I'm joining as a writer for BlazeKick. Look forward to my post in the future, and we have some great news, don't we?
Do we? What kind of news?
We have a Patreon!
Oh yeah, that happened today.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want
We'll
to
be
talk more about
doing...
it?
Yeah, we do. So, if you don't already know, Patreon is a service where you can support your artists to them. So you don't have to go through any company or anything like that. There's two different base models. We are going off the monthly model, which is we get so many, much money every month depending on what each Patreon subscribes to us or pledges to us, Kickstarter in a way. So, depending on how much you give to us, there are different perks. Obviously, $1 gets you early access stuff, but then as we gain more money, over time we can achieve different stuff. We have that linked all on our Patreon page. And instead of listening to podcasts or videos out to the public, you get them earlier.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth is doing something very similar. So this is what we're doing, and the more money we get every month, the more content we can produce. If you don't already know, most of the BlazeKick staff, we do part-time jobs because this doesn't pay quite as well. But if you actually pledge to us, you can help it so that we can provide more content. We don't have to do those part-time jobs anymore.
Yep.
But that's all up to you guys, okay?
Yeah, so go to the Patreon page, check it out. So some podcasts, you can get, like Kuro said, you can get some podcasts early if you pledge some money to us. So to get this podcast and other podcasts early, you have to pledge $5 and you get them 24 hours earlier. If you only pledge $1, you'll get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, BlazeKick podcast, and we're bringing it back, so that's fun. So we're pretty excited about this. It opens more possibilities for us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and this also means that BlazeKick is getting basically a relaunch. We have a new logo, new intro, new people like Kuro here, and of course a new show, a PlayStation podcast. So yeah, pretty exciting.
So how about we start this off with what we've played most recently?
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to
go? I don't mind.
Okay. So I've been playing. Let's see, what was the last PlayStation game I played? I think it was Gravity Rush on PlayStation 4.
Remastered edition.
Remastered, yeah. I platinumed that game. I still don't have all the trophies because I'm missing 3, or actually 2 of the complete pack of DLC trophies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm like 87% complete in those trophies. I'll get to them later. They're pretty easy. That was a pretty easy platinum. It was pretty fun too. Good game.
Yeah, I noticed that. I actually got it for the PlayStation Vita. Unfortunately, I didn't get that far because turns out I get motion sickness. So whoops. So either I have to watch a playthrough of the game, or I need to invest in motion sickness patches like my dad did.
I think you should try it on the PlayStation 4. Maybe that'll help.
I don't know, cause it's still it's because of the camera. It's not because of the system. I could always turn it off, the gyroscope, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's just because of the way the camera moves. Portal 2 does the same thing, and I don't think I'll be able to play Portal unless I get those motion sickness patches. But I know it's a great game, and now they're coming out with Gravity Rush 2, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
So what I've been playing recently is Rocket League.
Mm.
And I got a 2-week trial for PlayStation Plus. It was a lot more fun online. The puck physics was weird. But I don't really play hockey. I didn't play that growing up. I played soccer growing up for 7 years, and I did off-season training and that sort of thing. So I never had a hard time getting used to Rocket League, but playing online there is some chaotic shit going on.
Yeah, I think I've only played that game a couple of times. I got a free ass PlayStation Plus member.
Oh yeah. If I
Uh,
had known that, I wouldn't have paid for it. I'd just play the PlayStation Plus because when I bought the game for $10, I already had $10 in my account for some reason.
mm,
I was like, "Oh yeah, I get to play it now." It's like, "Oh, you need to pay for this subscription to be online." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's a pretty fun game though.
sometimes those things happen. I mean, I understand why we have to pay for it because server upkeep does cost money, and for $50 a year, it's not that much for every day what you're going to pay.
Mm.
It's just that I share my account with my sister
Oh,
because how we thought about it is that oh, if we share the same account, even if we're in two different places, we can still share the same games. We don't have to buy it again just if we want to try it.
mm-hmm.
So we take advantage of sales and we buy a couple games each, and then then I can download my PS4 or PS3, and then she can download on her PS3 and PS4. You know.
You could do that with PlayStation Plus. Chip in both of you and then just get it for
You know what?
the.
I tried that, and you know what she said to me? Oh, I just bought clothes and things for Final Fantasy 14. I was like, God damn it! Why? Why would you do that? You only have to pay $25. Sometimes I see it for $40 on
Mm,
Cheap Ass Gamer for the Twitter account.
yeah.
Um, but when I said that to her, she was like, and I was like, God damn it. So I think I might just have to end up paying it for myself, but I feel like it was better if we both pay for half of it,
Mm-hmm.
because then it doesn't seem like one of us is just piggybacking off the other.
Yeah. Um. So it actually took me a while to actually buy the 1 year subscription for that. I only used to buy the 3 month, and then it would
Why?
expire. I don't know, because
That doesn't make any sense because it costs more to do every three
yeah,
months.
yeah, I did it for probably a year. I kept doing that because I don't know if it felt weird paying 50. That was before PlayStation 4,
Oh,
so
okay.
before it was necessary. So I had PlayStation Plus since well, for a long time now because I was just a 3 month subscriber every now and then. So yeah, it was only for PS3 and it was optional. The only things you got for that was free games every month and cloud storage, and that was it. So
Yeah, I think before it hasn't really been necessary to have it because I don't play things like first person shooters.
yeah, me
I
neither.
don't. Yeah, I don't play Halo or that sort of thing, Black Ops, so I never really needed it.
Hmm.
Because I always play RPGs or puzzle games.
Yeah,
But then it's now that I have Rocket League, it's oh, well now it's better to use it. And then with the sales that you get for PlayStation Plus, you still get to keep those games at that price.
yeah.
It's just it has to do with the free games though, you know.
See, the way I look at it now is the only reason that I will renew my PlayStation Plus for is just the sales that they have now and then.
Yeah, and I feel like the free games are really just there for you to try out the game.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which I don't think is a bad idea anymore, considering I don't think anyone really wants to pay for a game they don't like, because they don't offer refunds on digital games.
Mhm.
Only Steam does that.
Yeah. Um, the PlayStation Plus lineup has been, well, at least for me, it hasn't been on par
Good.
with past months. Um, they haven't offered a lot of, I'm not gonna say good games, but a lot of big games.
You see, that's the thing though, is that we're in the drought between the holiday sales.
Yeah.
So right now, the games aren't going to come out, and it's going to probably be worse in the summer.
Mm.
Also, we have this other problem with now the new console generation is games being delayed again and again and again because now development cycles are taking longer. Which makes sense if you do this sort of thing or know how to program or you know about the gaming industry in general. But to a regular consumer, that's really annoying. Because like obviously you're waiting and you're saving up money because obviously you want to buy this game. Especially now that they cost like $60 new, like day one.
Mm.
So I can understand like frustration behind the consumer point of view, but like that's just the way things are now, and we don't have the PCs that have the technology to speed that up. Like, we're not there yet.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I think you should get PlayStation Plus. I think you'll even if you don't play online. So I don't. I have a okay. So it's been a while since I've played a game online. I think actually the last game I played online was Rocket League. So so a long time since that game came out. And I only use it to get discounts on games. That's it.
honestly, if we're gonna do like, um, BlazeKick stuff, I feel like Rocket League is a good thing to play together.
Yep.
So we should keep that in mind for later. I think I'll get it, but like right now, this week has been so spend heavy. uh, the tattoo was pricey, it really was, but it looks so fucking cool.
Okay, you gotta. What's his name? I
uh,
forgot. That was for.
Monokuma from Danganronpa.
Yeah.
It's an 8-bit one, and then there's pink blood splatter all over. And then, like, I was showing it to a friend this morning, and he used, like, a Deadpool picture, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect. So, yeah, that. But, like, right now it's in the process of healing, and it's been gross. Because what you saw was, like, when we were done, and after he, like, put some stuff on it and, like, saran wrapped it
Hmm.
to take the photo so everything would be all risen up and fine. But it won't be healed for another like month. So we will probably see pictures after. And if we do anything with me being recorded or any of us being recorded, obviously we're gonna see things that we have, any body modifications. But it's nice to know if we have fans or staff that does have it because it's dedication.
Yeah. So that was the last. So Rocket League. That was the last PlayStation 4 game that you played.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing on your Vita.
That was just Bear Girls last year.
Really?
Or wait, no. After what I got for Christmas? Corpse Party Blood Drive, and I played that in January.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
that
long
game is
time.
fucked up.
Actually, I haven't played my Vita in a while as well. I
It's
feel
dead.
ashamed. No, it's there's still a lot of games I want to play. I love.
I know, but it's like it's only becoming for like third parties.
Yeah,
That's really what it is for. So, and
yeah.
then that's the problem is like third party support is somewhat limited because it depends on how many funds you have. And from what I was told from talking to an indie developer for a game that's on Steam that's coming to PlayStation 4 Vita, is that console development is much more expensive because there's a certain amount of requirements you have to follow. Like you have to have a certain amount of testing done, and it can't all be in house. So you have to pay extra for people outside of your development house to test it. There's also other requirements you have to follow in order to sell the game on, you know, PlayStation Network or Xbox Live. You
Mm.
know, so or Nintendo. And Nintendo apparently is much harder to deal with.
Really?
And so,
Why is that?
yeah, I think you have to jump through more hoops to get your stuff on with Nintendo,
The
but
shop?
also a lot of developers are also going with PlayStation 4, Xbox One because the hardware is much, much better
Yeah.
than the Wii U at the moment. So, I mean,
I don't think it's hard to put a game on the Wii U.
no.
Just here's an example. Meme Run. What was that about?
I think I was just you were running across the screen.
Yeah, with a lot of memes. And the guy took it down because he was getting sued by the guy that created the troll face.
He was using intellectual property and selling it.
Yeah, no, he made another game. Then they took it down as well. So
I mean, like, it really just depends. Like, what is the indie studios, funds at the moment? What direction are they going?
yeah, I think it's harder to get a game on PSN though
Yeah,
than on Nintendo.
it's. Mm, I mean, I think to really know
So
that, we would have to also ask a developer. That this is just like going off from what I've heard on articles or talking to people.
yeah, so, I know that Nintendo. It's hard to get their development kit.
Oh,
That's hard. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like, the thing is, if you pledge to, like, one system only, the company is willing to give you more money for your game. Disgaea 5 is an example of that,
Hmm.
where, because they decided that there wasn't much popularity in Nintendo or Xbox, they're like, well, we're just going to exclusively pledge our games to Sony. So Sony gave them extra money for, like, advertisement development,
And
which they really did need. So, I mean, every company makes different decisions, and in the indie world it's about staying afloat versus where we have these AAA studios where they're already afloat. It's now their direction and their goals are different.
hmm hmm
So I mean, it really is like a case by case thing.
yeah. Um, but back to the Vita. It's so there's a lot of games I want to play. Now I just need to find time to play them, and most of the games that I want to play are old games.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
because like you said, okay. So I agree that the Vita is dead, but people like me that use it and buy games on there, it is what it's keeping it alive.
Yeah, like my brother uses it all the time because he doesn't have a smartphone.
Yeah,
So I mean, that's his kind of replacement.
yeah.
So I see him all the time using it, but he also has like a $5,000 tower he made. So I mean, I he's an engineer. What you expect?
Mm. So yeah, so that's what we've been playing. um,
So then next we're going to talk about our history with PlayStation.
yeah, this is a
So
PlayStation
my
podcast, so we
yeah,
got to talk
we
about
might
it.
as well figure out like how did we get into PlayStation, because everybody has different ways of getting into it. Like obviously a lot of us started with Nintendo, so then it's like, well, why do we kind of go to PlayStation as well? So my introduction to PlayStation is through the PlayStation 2 and Disgaea 1. And it was more when I was a teenager,
Mhm.
because Disgaea wasn't really good for like a 10-year-old. Honestly, I was like, more into Pokemon. But then like as I got older, I wanted like more story and stuff. And at the time when after I got a Wii, things like nothing was really coming out for the Nintendo Wii that I liked. So I saw PSP. I was kind of like, I'll try this out. So I imported things like Hatsune Miku Project Diva,
Uh-huh.
and then I think it was the second iteration. And then there was this Italia dating sim game, which is fucking hilarious, even if you don't have that much knowledge in Japanese. Just yeah, it's really funny. But like I was importing games and I was playing some stuff, and then like we went on to PS3, which took me a while because I didn't really have one till because my brother got one, but obviously he was going back and forth between his college. So then we got one right around or a little bit after Disgaea 4 came out. Then that's had a number of games, and we used it as like DVD, Blu-ray DVD player too. So I have had a PS3, and then PS4 has I got it like 2 Christmases ago when it was on sale because I wanted it for Disgaea 5 and Persona 5 now that it's should be coming out this summer.
Are you gonna import it?
No, you don't. Okay, importing RPGs is a bad idea unless you really know what the fuck you're doing with Japanese.
I'm doing it. I'm not gonna be able to play that well, but I'm doing it. Yeah. Persona 4, 5. Yeah.
So, I mean, really, it's just like PlayStation has been like a way of like playing a lot of RPGs, and then there's Okami HD. I already played it on the Wii, but it looks so much better on the PS3. Oh god, it does. And so it's really been more story-oriented games that I've been playing it on, and I think that's actually pretty great.
Hmm.
But I've been switching between Nintendo and PlayStation recently.
Okay. Well, that's what I've been doing most of my life. Just Nintendo, PlayStation. Mostly, well, for me, it was mostly Nintendo. It just Nintendo 64, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and all that.
Uh,
Until I remember playing. I did play the original PlayStation somewhere. I do remember playing Crash.
hmm.
Um, I remember seeing Parappa the Rappa, but I don't think I've played it. I don't think so. Um, the first PlayStation console that I owned was the PlayStation 2, and I got it like really late into its life.
Oh, your life cycle.
Yeah, I got it like really late. I think one of my friends sold it to me, and he sold me all his games. Like he had a huge collection of games. I got all the Metal Gear Solids that came out on PS2, Grand Theft Autos, and so I played that. God of War, all of that. Um, then, so when I was younger, I used to sell my console that I have to buy a new one
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have money. Broke kid, come on. I was young. uh,
I mean, I do that with the Game Boy series too.
yeah. So I sold my PSP to buy my PS2 to buy a PSP, and I got the Daxter bundle that came with Daxter and then a UMD of a Family Guy episode, I think. I remember playing my PSP a lot, playing that. I used to play a Tony Hawk game. I'm blanking out on the name now, but I know it's a Tony Hawk game. Um, what I played the Grand Theft Auto game on PSP, but I mostly used it for music. Yeah, I mostly used it for music. Then I got a PS3 on my birthday, and I didn't get any games because I barely had it. I barely had enough for the PlayStation 3. I borrowed, I think I borrowed Guitar Hero from my cousin, so I used to play that. Played that a lot. I played a lot of FIFA on it. You know, because the PlayStation 3 was really where the FIFA games used to well, EA advertised the FIFA games more on the PlayStation, and all the PlayStation was actually like the good FIFA. Um, and yeah, just my PS. I really got into PlayStation with PS3, playing Uncharted, Last of Us, and all that. Then I got my Vita, discovered Persona 4 Golden, and yep, now that's my favorite game. Persona 4 Golden. That's my favorite game of all time now. Love it. Yeah, that's my brief history with PlayStation. I like you. I go back and forth between them and Nintendo.
Yeah, like it wasn't until like I got a PS Vita that I played like the first Corpse Party games, like the first two, because like I didn't get to play much of the end of PlayStation 2. Like we got PlayStation 2 at the end of its cycle, and apparently there are classics I never played, but I've heard so much about. And Persona 4 was one of them, but I played the golden version when it came out because I also got my wisdom teeth out, so I was like, yay, something I can do while I'm really high on shit and also in a lot of pain because I got an infection too. And they had to flush that. No. But yeah, I think it's really just at this point it's now whatever releases
Mm.
because because things are so in between releases now. It's like, you know, whatever it is. And then like Like now some of Nisa's stuff is coming to PC, so we'll see what goes with that. But they're still gonna continue releasing PlayStation Vita games because now they're gonna stop selling the PSP in Japan now.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
And then like now we're gonna stop selling PlayStation Vita TVs in America and the rest of the West because only Japan cares apparently.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing well over there. Not even the Vita. It's kind of
It's it's
demolished.
it's it's doing better than America. Like I think the problem is that Nintendo is winning the handheld war, and then Sony is winning the console war, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
So there's actually more games coming out in Japan for the Vita because the Vita over there is basically their RPG machine, their visual novel machine, and everything. So
Yeah, like Steins Gate Zero
yeah,
came out for PS4 and PS Vita. You can actually get the original Steins Gate on console and PC now. JList has the PC version, and then because it was translated by Jast, and now GC or it's either GC Cube or QC Cube. They're from the UK and they did an English release in America and Europe, so you can pick up that for either PS4, PS Vita. I don't know what I'll pick, but I'll pick something eventually because I mean I watched the anime, but I always like to do the original source content, which is why I waited to play Danganronpa on the PS Vita went for English rather than watching the LPs, and the anime was shit. So
really? Was it?
yes, because like okay, if you go play the Danganronpa games, you get a lot more information about the characters and context,
Oh yeah.
whereas the anime just rushes through everything. Even the endings rush, and you're just like, eh. Because then you play the games, and it's just so much more satisfying.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like Persona 4 and the Persona 4 anime. Persona 4 anime is super rushed.
Yeah, I noticed that because like I wouldn't play the game Persona 4 Golden, and I was laughing way more. There's so much stupid shit.
But in the Persona 4 Golden anime.
No, in the game. Like, I watched Persona 4 anime because I watched, like, the Hime Daisy comic dub.
Uh huh.
And then I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And then I actually go play the game, and it's like, oh, this is so much more funnier.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Because there's a lot more stupid moments. Like,
yeah,
just like, why?
yeah, yeah. I totally get that. I still like the Persona 4 anime though.
It's a decent anime
Yeah.
adaptation, but
So
it's the fact that it's like, we've seen worse. That's the problem.
yeah. So I know a lot of people hate on that adaptation, but I think if you watch that and then go to Persona 4 Golden the animation, it's actually makes it better. Because Persona 4 Golden animation is supposed to be like the true
The,
a
it's,
true
it's,
ending route.
yeah, where you, like, do all the best options.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was really jarring at first. I was like, eh, it's just weird. But then I
No,
was like, oh,
Persona 4 Golden animation is also like the new game plus.
yeah, that makes sense. Like it's really jarring if you haven't watched the first Persona 4 anime, or like you should watch the Persona 4 anime and then go watch the Golden, and it'll probably not be as quite as jarring if you didn't have like a break in between.
Hmm. Yeah. Plus in the Golden animation, they focus more on Marie than anything else. They don't really talk about what happens in the dungeons or anything like that. It's just basically the side stories.
I
And I
mean,
like it.
like,
I like it.
I mean, like, they wouldn't be able, like, they'd be reiterating the entire season of Persona 4 anime. So I mean, like, it makes sense the way they did it. It was just like
Yeah.
you have to, if you think about it like New Game Plus, it makes more sense.
Yeah. And that's why I liked it. I know a lot of people hate the Golden animation.
I don't blame them.
Well, they hate it because it's supposed to. They don't understand. Some people don't understand that it's supposed to be the New Game Plus, where the main character can say stuff that he couldn't say in the first playthrough of the game.
Yeah, because he has all of his stats maxed out.
Exactly. But yeah, I think you also have to play Persona 4 Golden to actually like the Golden animation.
Or at least understand it better.
Yeah, understand the new character. That's another thing. Because if you don't know who Mori is, the anime doesn't. They do a decent job
but they
at.
don't fully explain her.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, that's why if there is original content and you have access to it, please go the original content. Like that's what I don't understand about some people. It's like they complain that the adaptation is shit. I'm like, then go like if you don't think the movie's that great, just go read the book.
Yeah.
You know, unlike the only exception in my case is light novels because they are very rarely translated, and if you can find a translation online, usually they're shit. So I mean, like that's where it's acceptable. It's only been like in the past 2 years that a certain magical index is finally getting the light novels translated. Otherwise, you would have to have read the manga or the anime, and they're really behind on the light novel.
Mm.
So,
Um. So I have a question for you. What are your 3 most anticipated games on PlayStation console?
Persona 5,
Mm-hmm.
Shenmue 3, because people were so fucking excited over that. There's been nothing said for Disgaea so far. Witch in the Hundred Night was released, remastered recently. I'm looking forward to the Witch in the Hundred Night 2. Because that's gonna come out in Japan, and it's not gonna be, like, from what I can tell, it's not gonna involve Natalia from the original game. I do have Witch in the Hundred Night on PS3, but apparently it's really janky compared to the remaster, so I'm kinda like, I might give, like, my PS3 copy to someone as a gift, and then get remaster myself.
Okay. Well, for me, Persona 5, obviously.
Yep. Yep.
Love Persona. Can't wait for Persona
I
5.
can't wait for Atlas to announce the limited edition so I can
Ah,
just like
yes.
hurt my bank account even more.
See, so I have a feeling that they're gonna announce a limited edition PlayStation 4 for Japan only. It's not gonna come out over here. There's no way they're gonna release a Persona 5 PlayStation 4
Oh,
in the West. So I'm like 100% sure that there's gonna be one in Japan, and I'm gonna import it. Uh, I'm
I
gonna
mean, like
import it no matter what. I don't
I
care.
will be I will be happy if Atlas does like a soundtrack, a hardcover
I think they'll
like
do
art
that.
book,
I think they'll do that. They'll
and then like I don't know what the third thing could be, but I want it
like
to
a
be something
keychain.
you can use.
It'll probably like be like a keychain or the mask that he uses or something.
I would actually kind of like the mask, like as something like not as a keychain, but I'd like some nice pre-order. Like, okay, Nisa has done a nice job with the recent Danganronpa games, particularly Ultra Despair Girls, because their pre-order bonus gave you a necktie, a clip, a necktie clip,
Hmm.
and then you got like a pin, and then got something else, but it was like it was an eye patch that Kurokuma wears, and so like it was like wearable merchandise, and I like that.
Yeah.
And then Danganronpa 2 had a coin, a sticker, and something else. But I would like to see something usable out of the limited edition and not just like some dinky keychain. Or even a figure, that'd be nice.
Oh yes. Oh my god, I would love that. Love it.
But
Or
no soft cover art books. No, I want a hard
hardcover. Yeah.
cover print art book
Yeah.
because Nisa's been doing that for Danganronpa series and it's been very disappointing. Because I understand that they put all the artwork in the game to unlock to help get that unlockable trophy, but I really want the physical print copy with all the notes translated in English. Like I didn't want an art book with just like the basic profile character designs.
Oh, so that I think that's like the Persona Q art book that they released for the limited edition, right?
Yeah, I have the limited edition. They
It's like
actually,
super simple.
yeah, but the Persona Q edition at least gave me a case for my 3DS.
Yeah.
That was like the one good thing about it. Like I could use it.
Yeah. Or just think back at the last two Persona Vita games that they've released.
Oh,
At
Persona
least,
4 Golden gave me like the skin, a
and
plastic case, and
yeah,
then like another case to put it in.
hmm
That was really nice.
yeah,
Um,
and then Dancing All Night.
oh, Dancing Online was. I haven't gotten the game, but I saw the mid for it, and it was nice.
Yeah, I have it. It's the soundtrack. There's a Teddy keychain, a pouch, and there's something else. I forgot, but there should be something
I
else.
forgot that I wanted that game because I was kind of like, I just need this.
But it's so good,
Also,
so good.
there was a gif of like apparently if you fail the song, it's either Teddy or Yosuke that like fails and I think dies or something. And I was like, what the fuck?
I don't remember. I platinumed that game. It's pretty easy platinum. It's really fun though. I really like it. Actually, I like this so much that I imported a Japanese Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a pretty. I think it's super pretty. A super pretty white PlayStation Vita that has a
I
Persona 4 touch panel.
Yeah, like I already have the skin on the Persona 4 Golden and like the case and everything, so I don't see a point in like getting another Vita, honestly. But I changed the theme to the Ultra Despair Gold theme
Hmm.
because it plays music.
Yeah. So and the Vita also comes with like a special theme that you can buy. So yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, and it came with the game. I still have a Japanese copy sealed. I kind of want to open it so I can platinum it, but I'm just gonna leave it there in my collection. I forgot. So the Persona 4 Dancing Online Collector's Edition or Special Edition that they made for North America, it also came with a skin for the Vita.
Yeah, I already got another game. I don't remember what it is, but it was on Nintendo Wii that my friend really liked. It looks absolutely gorgeous on Vita. The way the graphics are done.
Hmm.
The thing is like I want to kind of give that case and skin to my friend
Hmm.
who also likes PlayStation, but she's a chemistry major and unfortunately she's given herself like too many units, basically like 20 units per semester because she's doing research and then the maximum credit limit at UC Irvine. So she wants to be ahead of a lab, so I don't know if she will ever have time for video games ever again.
Dang.
I mean, eventually I'll get her to come play stuff, but she has Smash and Splatoon at the No, I think she has Splatoon and then Mario 3D World, but hopefully she'll get Smash at some point.
Mm.
Because
Um,
I would like to put her in the streams, and I'd like to do a Let's Play of Okami HD with her. But college.
yeah. So my other two most anticipated PlayStation games are Ratchet and Clank. Comes out next month.
Oh
Super
yeah,
excited. I'm super excited for that game. It looks so pretty. Have you
I
seen it?
I've seen it, but I've never actually played the original game, so I have like absolutely no
No
connection
connection
with
to
it.
it. Yeah. Um.
Same goes for like Banjo and Kazooie, because I never had a 64 growing up, or some of like the early PlayStation stuff. So I'm just kind of like to it. Like my childhood was just different, is all.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for that game. I played a demo. I think they had it at Walmart, which is weird.
That
Uh.
is weird.
Yeah. At least my Walmart's over here never have like a playable demo of anything. So yeah, so they had it over there. It was really fun. It looked so nice. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for the movie, so I'm gonna go watch the movie as well.
Okay.
Um, and the game actually comes out a week before the movie. So
That's interesting.
yeah, and it's supposed to be like it's based off. Well, the what what are they calling it? I think they're calling the game based on the movie based on the game.
Oh.
Yeah. And then my third one is Gravity Rush 2.
Okay.
Gravity Rush. Oh
Um,
my god, so good.
Instead of like what I put my for my third, I remember Danganronpa 3, and that's one of mine. I really liked Danganronpa, so I'm like, can't wait for 3. Hopefully, Nisa will give us a review copy. Actually, Nisa, if you're listening, give us a copy.
I haven't
We'll
played
review it.
those. I haven't played those games. I have
Um,
two, the first two.
Definitely play them. You know, you don't have to platinum, but you can.
Is it an easy platinum?
First one is like follow a platinum guide. I haven't platinumed the second game because they do it a bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't tried recently. And then get Ultra Despair Girls because it'll explain shit, but you still have some questions left for Danganronpa 3. And then
So I think if I give it a try again, I started the first one but never went back. I think if I give it a
yeah,
try again, I'll be hooked. But
yeah, the prologue is an hour long. You
yeah,
know,
that's what I
visual
did.
novels like that and Persona 4 or Persona in general, you have to kind of sit there and wait.
Yeah.
It's a slower start, it's a slow burner, but you just gotta have some patience and wait.
See, so when I played Persona, it it didn't feel like a visual novel, even though it kind of is.
Yeah,
It didn't feel to
and
me as
I
a
think
visual novel. It felt like I was watching a show, an anime.
I think it's because like you make choices.
Yeah, that too.
Like it's different from Danganronpa, and that is a good thing because it's meant to. Persona is meant to be more of a dungeon crawler RPG, whereas Danganronpa is a straight up visual novel
Hmm.
with the puzzle solving games, kind of like Phoenix Wright and or um Realist or Zero Escape,
Hmm.
which Zero Escape 3 is coming out this summer. Yay! So yeah, that's coming out for 3DS and PS Vita, and I got limited edition PS Vita.
Yeah, Vita.
Yeah, it was only $40 with the watch, and I was like, I'm getting on this. So Amazon will ship that to me with free 2-day shipping.
I think I pre-ordered that. I'm not sure. I think I did, but I don't know.
You can check your Amazon order history later.
Yeah. So that's another series that I want to get into.
Yeah, I have the first one 999.
I heard that one's
Um,
really good. I heard that
it's
one's really
really good, but there is no skip option. Second one's like from what little I've had, but it's good, but it's the puzzles are harder. And my brother used a guide to get the golden chests or golden keys, I think. Basically, like they unlock more stuff. Apparently my brother enjoyed it, but it's more difficult to play it. Like they make the puzzles harder on purpose. There's some different elements, and then like third one's gonna include protagonists from the first game, Akane and Junpei. Second game is Fi and the main dude, and then we're gonna get some new characters for just 3.
good. Yeah, I think I have the second one because it was free as
The
PlayStation Plus. So
uh,
I need to get the first one.
first one's on 3DS. Like
Yes,
what
it's
I
good.
like about them is, or DS, being played on your 3DS, they introduce a lot of interesting concepts and theories. Um, Within the games, and through the different routes you play to get to the true ending, the characters say different things about them. So it's really sci-fi, but you don't have to be a sci-fi fanatic to understand it.
Mm.
So that's what's nice.
Okay. Um, do you have anything more to add about this? Our history with PlayStation.
I mean, it's gonna continue, and I'm hoping when I move in with my boyfriend that he will be able to experience it more, and we'll obviously play together. But for now, we're trying to deal with other things, like
The first thing you should do
life.
is show him Persona 4.
Oh,
Persona. It's Persona.
no,
Persona.
I've
Persona.
already have it. I'll show it to him.
Yes. That's all I
I will
want.
hand it to him and be like, "You cannot eat until you finish this chapter." So,
Let's do that, please.
but yeah, like I'll introduce it more. It's just some other things gotta happen first.
Okay.
So how about we talk about what Sony announced today, which is PlayStation VR. Now we've seen VR in like Dot Hack and more recently Sword Art Online, but with different implications. Obviously, with Dot Hack being more about like rogue AIs, and with Sword Art Online having really fucked up experimentation that's illegal.
Yeah, that's gonna happen here.
So I
PlayStation's gonna
mean,
do it.
like what we've heard from them tweeting about it from GDC in San Francisco is that it's gonna be about $400 for the unit by itself.
Mm.
It doesn't quite have the specs like the HTC Vive or the Valve one. Trying to.
Vive.
No, it's the HTC Vive, and then it's
Oculus
Oculus Rift. So all it seems like PlayStation is requiring you to do is like have a PS4 and a PlayStation camera, which is sold separately if you didn't already get it, the camera. And then like for the other two, they're gonna be respectively like 500 or 600 and 800, something like that.
Yeah, so the PlayStation VR is the cheapest one.
Yes.
By far.
Yes, but also the system requirements get larger than like as you go from Occultus Rift to HTC Vive. I think those two are going to be for more people who are fanatics about it, obviously know more about computers, but, you know, PlayStation's trying to get people who aren't so into computers or understand computers like me, considering I built my own computer for the same price of, like, an Apple MacBook, but much more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's that. Also, you get more display resolution the higher you go up. The Occultus Rift is like 1080 by 1200, and so is the Vive. But PlayStation gives a refresh of 120 hertz rather than the other two just being 90. Requirements go up, so Vive doesn't have audio, and then the other two have built-in 3D audio. Now, the Vive is interesting in terms of their connections because it's a 3-in-1 connector to a box. Whereas, like, the connections for the other two are just, you know, HDMI and USB, you know, user-friendly. But the PlayStation VR is the heaviest, interestingly enough. And that's going to come out later this year. And apparently the DualShock controller and the PlayStation Move are also sold separately. But if you already have a PS4, you have the DualShock. If you already have a PS4 or PS Move, correction, you know, for whatever reason, you're already taken care of, but that's extra money.
Mm-hmm. So it's coming out, well, apparently, according to Sony, it's coming out October 2016, so
later this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, like, Culture Rift Xbox One controller, HTC Vive has 2 controllers with it, but they're coming out early this year, these two.
Yeah.
Oculus
comes out.
The one thing is that, like, the other two have, like, sensor array or, like, camera laser sensors, so they're a bit different in that respect for the sensors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, system requirements is a PS4. My thing is that, you know, it's $400. You might as well buy another PS4 at that point. Like, I'm just kind of like, they're either gonna have to drop the PS4 price down like $100, or they're gonna have to include in some sort of bundle so that, like, the bundle is essentially cheaper than buying them separately.
I think if any, they'll do it. I really doubt they're gonna drop the price.
But I mean, it's gonna come at a time for Christmas. You know, that's when we have a lot of sales.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm pretty so if Sony is confident about the PlayStation VR, they're gonna have to bundle it with the PlayStation 4.
Because they're trying to, like, if they want a lot of, you know, more user base, they have to bundle it. Otherwise, like, why would anyone buy it?
Yeah.
Separately, like, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you found out, like, prices separately, they're the same thing. So it's like, but you need the PlayStation 4. So then that'd be like $800 already. I mean, like, and then you had to pay tax on that. Depending on where you are, tax can make a big difference. I bought my PS4 up in Northern California instead of Southern California. My brother and my dad asked me, why did you do that? And I'm like, well, it was only 8.5% sales tax up in Northern California. Down in Southern California, it is 9 to 9.5% sales tax on what is essentially $400. I don't want to pay that much sales tax. I'm gonna go take it up north and just bring it on me with a plane. You know. So that's what I did. And so it's like, that's just already a lot of money. But I feel like as time goes on, obviously VR is going to become cheaper to produce.
Mm-hmm.
But my other concern is that, like, you need an amount of space to move around in it. Versus where, like, we've seen in, like, anime, you can sit in a chair and use, like a PlayStation controller, and you don't have to move around. You don't have to clear a big space in order to use it. So, I mean, meh. I haven't been able to try it, and I would like to. I refuse to do any sort of horror game. No, fuck that. I don't need to be traumatized. Nope. So, there is that. I've seen a video of people, I know one entertainment site did this. I don't know if it was Kotaku, but it was someone. Where they did a video about people doing VR porn.
What?
It was weird. I'm not gonna lie. Even the people who were doing this, they're just like, oh, this is just. It's like their brain was like, what the fuck is this? Like that was. It was messing with them really bad.
So, what do you think of the PlayStation VR?
I think like it's definitely something people are going to invest in, but I think it's going to be very difficult at first because of the price point. What games are there going to be? Obviously, Double Fine with Psychonauts is going to come in, which will obviously grab the attention of older generations. But also, I think we have to consider like, is all of their games for VR? Are there going to be something everyone wants to invest in? Because if we have looked at past generations of consoles, like why does a console fail? Like why did it take like a couple years for the 3DS to get really popular? Well, that was really on software. The PS Vita died because lack of good software. Like, if you can't launch a product, like, electronically, if it involves, like, software. So basically, they need a decent lineup for launch, and then they have to continue that. And they can't leave it too big of a gap between releases, otherwise people get bored. People are like, well, I'm not using this all the time, so why do you pay $400 for this?
Yeah.
When it's like, I could just buy another PS4, and I can use it for different things, or I can give it to a friend, and they can use, like, PlayStation Party and PSN Network.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be weird at first, and it's going to take a bit for it to become sort of mainstream, normal, but it's up to Sony alone for their first party stuff to make it worth buying, and then obviously getting in talk with third parties and being like, we need to make good content for this that people will like, recommend to their friends, and so we will get more sales.
Hmm. Well, I think right now there's a few games confirmed for launch. I think the biggest game right now is Res Infinite, so that's coming out on launch. So, and according to some people, it's really good on PlayStation VR. It's better on PlayStation VR than just playing it on the TV.
Mm.
So I'm excited for that. I think I'll buy it. I'll invest and buy it. I think I'm gonna do it.
I want to test it out first to see if I can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to. The other thing is that hopefully I didn't lose this train of thought. Is that maybe I've just lost it. But
Okay.
what did
Well, my biggest concern for this is always the concern I have with any PlayStation, uh, another PlayStation hardware that's not the PlayStation Home console. So basically, their this is PlayStation's for's PlayStation Move. Remember PlayStation Move? How they
yeah,
hyped
yeah,
it for PS3?
yeah, yeah.
They only
Then they had
supported it for a while, then they got rid of it. They've totally they they didn't even say that they stopped developing stuff for it. They just
they
acted
straight up
like they
just
forgot.
yeah.
So yeah, and
I,
it
I,
happened with the Vita. It's happening with the Vita right now. So
I mean, if Sony really wants to make money off this, they have to put in the time and effort. It's not just advertising.
Yeah.
Advertising is only a part of the equation that makes success. What I think is going to be interesting is, are people going to try to stream this on Twitch? Like,
People do
are
it.
people just gonna like film with the webcam on their computer monitor or TV
They'll do it.
and just like of them being like the reaction? And are they gonna try to mod it so they can, obviously put it on the screen? But if you require like a certain amount of room to use it, then like I don't think it's possible to stream it. So I'm kind of like, how does this even work?
So
Like, if you're a streamer.
I'm not sure. I know that the box connects to the PS4. Uh, I'm not sure if the the things you see on the PlayStation VR are displayed on the TV if it's connected to a PS4. I think that might be the case, and if that's the case, there's definitely people that are going to stream it.
Well, I mean, like streaming it seems kind of weird, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure how people are going to stream it,
Mm.
and like, would it
Well,
really be interesting to watch a stream of it with a like even with a reaction camera? Like,
well, I think we'll see it this month at the end of the month when Oculus Rift comes out.
well, because the gaming companies make money off of Twitch streamers, YouTube reviewers, that sort of thing. Like, they make money off it because essentially it is free advertisement.
Yeah.
So these companies now rely on essentially this marketing because their marketing department can't seem to, provide this. So I don't know how they're gonna deal with this on that front, but we will see. I'm just kind of like, it just seems odd. Like,
hmm Yeah. Um, I think the only big game that it was the only big game that they announced during the conference was, they mentioned Star Wars Battlefront.
oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, so it's coming to PlayStation VR in some way, some form. I don't know. They only mentioned the name and that's it, and the logo, and they closed the show.
Yeah, that's pretty much what big game companies do now because they know they're just gonna get money. Just put Star Wars on anything. Like
Yeah.
literally, when the Star Wars movie came out, I was at work. There was so much Star Wars shit around the store. It wasn't even funny.
Mm. Well, it's worse for me because I work at a toy store, so there's a whole aisle with just Star Wars toys. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it though. Um, yeah, I'm excited for PlayStation VR. It's not up for pre-order yet, but I think it'll probably be up by the time you're listening to this. Just go to Amazon and you'll be able to pre-order it, I think.
I'm the devil's advocate in saying wait and either test it yourself like a demo, or just kind of wait to see what people in general think about it because even this maybe in the future we were just at the beginning stages of the development cycle
Yep.
and it will only be so long before we be innovative and like produce better.
hmm
So I mean like this is just like a new area for like game development.
Yeah. Think of it as the iPhone. When the first iPhone came out, it was
Oh my
bare
god.
bones, nothing really special. And now what? Now the iPhone 6S is like really powerful. It can do a lot of
It's
stuff.
it's it's powerful and Apple just sells it like nothing.
Yep. So that's gonna happen eventually with VR. We're just at the very beginning of VR gaming. Eventually, everything's gonna get cheaper. Games are gonna be they're gonna look much better than they look now.
Programmers, like anyone going to computer summits, including myself for tech writing, this will become very different and it'll be interesting, but it's going to be a challenge because not everybody's going to know it, but it's going to be a lot easier if you're younger than if you're older.
Yeah.
So, just go for it.
hmm
If you're going to work towards, that sort of development.
yeah. So I think we'll know more about the games for the PlayStation VR at E3. We'll know more about it.
A3 TGS in August or September of this
Do you
year.
think they'll talk about it at TGS? No.
I think they'll talk like about it more, But I think like E3, because it's in June, we're gonna hear. There's probably gonna be a big event about that.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
think
don't know if.
their main focus is definitely going to be PlayStation VR at E3. That's going to be their main focus.
Uh,
Because they have to show that that this thing matters to them.
I
Because
well, like I understand that, but it's just like I don't know if I'd be able to get into it. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
like,
So
cause I'm the only one here on BlazeKick that can physically go to it without paying like an absurd amount of money for transportation. But I believe E3 is about $1,000 if you haven't gotten the free press badge
yeah,
for small press.
uh,
So,
you should try to get you over there so you can try it out.
well, how about okay, we can talk this more offline, but if we start something, not like a Kickstarter, but maybe something to Patreon or a stream or whatever. We'll see what we can do about that.
Mhm.
But if we want to send me to E3 this year, we
To
need to
try it
start doing something about it.
to try out PlayStation VR.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing about and I'm gonna mention this in with our Patreon is that you want us to cover more things and be more like things like otaku. Well, we need the money and in order to fund these sort of things. And if I'm gonna be the only one in LA to or in California in general to be able to go to these events with more ease than say getting Armando from Arizona or I think Connor from Canada.
Yeah, I'm not in Arizona, but close. Yeah, close.
So I mean like
Yeah.
the so I mean like I think we're definitely gonna have to do more, but we need help to do that.
hmm
Da,
Yeah,
da, da, da.
just backing us up on Patreon will get you more stuff, more content for you to consume, and so on. More of these episodes, right?
Yeah, because what they asked for is 2 forms of industry ID.
Mm. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that off air,
Yeah,
right?
but in general, we need money.
Well, yeah, if we want to do this, at least try to do this more often and have more coverage.
Yeah.
So do you have anything more to add for PlayStation VR?
No, I think that's really about it. We don't know a whole lot about it right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just kind of have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we wrap it up then?
Yeah.
All right. So if you listen to Nintendo Unleashed, I think you're pretty aware that we do plugs. We talk about just we try to wrap it up and give you like stuff to do. So plug for this week. We have the Patreon page. Go just type in patreon.com/BlazeKick and you'll find it right away. There's going to be a link to this in the description, so you can, if you don't want to type it in, just click on that. Check it out. Check out the video that explains why we're on Patreon. And if you decide to throw us $1 or $5, well, thank you very much. And if you don't, I hope you just continue to enjoy our content.
But also spread the word through social media that we do love our audience, but we need your guys' help to be better and to provide you better content and more content on a daily basis.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
It's not everyone I guess is used to the whole thing about like, oh, someone gets a contract and they're paid for it. Well, companies and businesses wouldn't be what they are unless they didn't have people to attend their business or whatever to support them. So
Mhm.
it's not just a one-way road; it's a two-way road, and that's why we need your guys' help through Patreon.
Mhm. And I wrote a post on the website about it. I didn't go into much detail about the Patreon, just our plans for the future after this relaunch. Um, basically, basically, I ended the post saying that even after 2 years of BlazeKick, BlazeKick being alive and kicking, our goal still remains the same, which is to build a community around this website, around this YouTube channel, around this project that we have here. Yeah, that's still the goal. And but we can only do it with you guys. So check out the Patreon, check out the website. The website doesn't look that pretty right now. Give me around a month, and I'll fix it.
Yeah, we faced some problems before, and now we're redoing it so it's more accessible for you guys, but also for the staff.
Yeah. So give me around a month. I'll fix it. It'll look way prettier. This website's gonna look like crap compared to the new one. But
yeah, I'm gonna say this, guys. If you're not using something like Squarespace with like predetermined themes, web design's really hard.
yeah, it is. And well, so about the podcast, this podcast is gonna be a bi-weekly podcast for now. Eventually, we'll move into a weekly podcast, but for now, it's just gonna be bi-weekly. And so again, if you become a patron, and if you give $5, you're gonna get these episodes 24 hours earlier than regularly. So you're gonna get this episode on Wednesday instead of Thursday. On Thursday, it'll go up on iTunes. It'll go up on the website. It'll go up on YouTube. And on Wednesdays, it'll just go up on Patreon for you guys. And well, subscribe to our YouTube channel, BlazeKick Media. Check out our new intro. Give us some feedback. Like this video. Comment on it. Leave any questions.
Questions, comments, anything. If you feel like there's something we can improve on, we'll improve upon it. You know, we can't read your minds.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't get better unless they hear some sort of feedback, negative or positive.
Yeah. Any kind of feedback is welcome. Any kind. And then just follow us on Twitter. Kuro, what's your Twitter account?
Give me a moment. Plug yours in first.
Okay, mine is @armsmxz.
So mine is @demon_sorceress. And you guys will see like a pretty mug and a pretty header. And because I haven't changed it yet, because I'm kind of like indecisive about what I really want to do it. But if you guys see the pretty mug, it's me.
Okay. And then BlazeKick is @BlazeKick Tweet. We have a new logo. It's really, really pretty. Check it out. So yeah, I think that's it for the first episode. I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.